Hi everyone, this is Pamela, and this is my week 10 gastric bypass, post-gastric bypass update. Before I get started with all that, I just wanted to say that I did mention at the end of my last video that my father-in-law was ill and asked for prayers. He did pass away on Wednesday night, and we had his memorial on Saturday. And I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who did send prayers and words of condolence. And I just wanted to say that I really appreciate everything that everyone said, and I thank you for it. So, on to better news. This week I lost 6 pounds, and last week I was at 304. So this week that puts me at 298, so I am officially in Twoterville. And that's pretty exciting considering that I haven't been there for a couple of years, and that's a pretty big milestone for me. So I think the protein shakes, increasing my protein shakes from 1 to 2 may have helped, and I'm going to continue to do that. I have one for breakfast, and then I usually have one before bed. And this week I went to the store and got some unsweetened almond milk, and the shake that I make in the evening, I use the almond milk and in my shake. So last night I had a chocolate protein shake and mixed with the unsweetened almond milk. It was really quite good. So, and I want to mention, this is especially for Paige, who, her name is the Skinny Soul. I am 5'5". She had asked, she said she was curious as to how tall people were, and so I'm 5'5". I made a couple of notes, that's why I'm looking down here. I watched something with Dr. Oz, and it was about constipation, which I've mentioned in a couple of my videos. And he was saying that calcium, since it is constipating, and I did know that, calcium is constipating. So you should always take magnesium along with the calcium. And the calcium citrate that I have is it's just calcium citrate. It's not a combination. I know there are some combinations out there. So I went to the store today and I bought myself some magnesium. And the way you're supposed to take it is if you take half of the number of milligrams as you would with the calcium. So I take 500 milligram calcium chewables. So along with one of the 500 milligram calcium, I would take one 250 milligram magnesium. So we'll see how that works. And I mean, I'm not having a big problem. I just think that things could be a little bit easier. So I have my calcium, my magnesium now, and my Benefiber, and things, seem to be moving along. The other thing I wanted to mention was that I saw my new primary care doctor this last week. And my blood pressure, which I have been monitoring at home, and it's been normal almost all the time, he confirmed my blood pressure was normal. And I had been on blood pressure medication for a number of years, and I was sent home, I mentioned in one of my other videos, off of the blood pressure medication, off of my type 2 diabetes medication. And my blood pressure is normal, and he did do a test. It's called an A1C, which if anybody out there has diabetes, they know that's something that you'd have done every 3 months. And it can tell, how your blood sugar was doing in the last 3 months. So I will get the results of that, but it has been normal. My testing at home has been normal. And he also did some tests for vitamin levels and things like that. So I'm going to be really curious to get those test results back, and hopefully they'll confirm that I'm the greatest non-scale victories of all, which is that I'm no longer a diabetic, and that I no longer need to take blood pressure medication. And hopefully also my vitamin levels will be right on target. I do see my surgeon on sometime in March, I forget the exact date. And I'm probably going to run the same tests, but as far as the vitamin levels go, but I figured my primary care wanted to do it, and I'd be curious to see what it is now anyway, and even now in comparison to March, see how things are going. So that's about all I have for today. I just happy to be in Twoterville, and happy to be going downward. So bye, see you next week.